Good morning. At least it's morning when I'm filming this. I was going to show you guys the things that I sold over the weekend. They were all pretty small sales, but even small sales add up, and these were all vintage cosmetics that we got out of that climate-controlled storage unit that we bought in Dallas that was full of the vintage cosmetics. So first, I sold this vintage Maybelline Turning Point eyeliner in the color of Pure Plum. I sold that for $9.99 plus shipping. And then to the same customer, I sold this one in navy blue for $9.99 plus shipping. And those will be going to the same customer, so I did a shipping discount. And this is a repeat customer that has bought several things from me, and I really appreciate her. And then I sold this Quick Stick, L'Oreal Quick Stick face and body blush in the color of pink pearl, and I believe I sold it for $12.99. If that's not right, I'll put it on the screen. And then I sold this Max Factor lipstick in the shade of Firewood for $7.99. And all of these that I've sold were sold on eBay, and it's the price plus I charged shipping in addition. And so the Maybelline eyeliners that are going to the repeat customer, those are going to White Bear Lake, Minnesota. And the L'Oreal Quick Stick is going to Sioux City, Iowa. And the Max Factor lipstick in the shade of Firewood is going to Meriden, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Connecticut. I don't know what the weather is like for you guys. I know it's different all across the country and all across the world, of course. But we're having what is kind of atypical weather for November for us here in southeastern Oklahoma. Most generally, we have tornadoes in the spring and summer, and that's kind of a commonplace living in Oklahoma. But we've been having tornadoes. Here we are in November throughout the state. Up in the Oklahoma City area, we had tornadoes a couple of nights ago, and my aunt lives in that area, and they did lose power and got a lot of rain, but they did not have any damage to their home. And my cousin lives near there too, and they were fine, but they did have some people from their church whose houses were leveled. So last night we had gone to church, and one of my daughters, those of you who know us know this, went on a several-month mission trip and lived in East Asia for several months. And so last night we have a little ladies' missions meeting, and she was sharing about what she went through when she lived there. And she had made chai, and she had made some Lottie Moon cookies, which Lottie Moon was a missionary back in the 1800s to China. And this is her recipe. And also my daughter had just brought some artifacts and souvenirs and things from her trip and clothing and such. And so when church was over, we stayed, to get that all gathered and cleaned up. And one of the ladies, Sheila from church, stayed with us. And so we were just about to leave, and it had gotten dark. The time change, we just had a time change, and it's made it get dark earlier. And so it was my husband and I and my youngest son and my youngest daughter, who are both young adults, and our friend Sheila and my little 1.5-year-old grandson. And we were in the parking lot about to leave. We'd already been getting rain, but the sirens went off, the tornado sirens. And we were right by them, so they were so loud. And at the same time, we had notifications come through for our phone, said tornado warning, seek shelter and all that. And normally, I don't get very rattled by tornado warnings. Not that I don't have a respect for them, but growing up in Oklahoma, they're not that uncommon, and you know what you need to do, but that just kind of rattled us all, I think, because the siren being right there. And I mean, it was loud. So we all went back into the church and we got in an inner room. There was kind of a larger bathroom that had a little powder room like sitting area with some benches and things also, so it was plenty big for us, and we all went in there. Well, of course, my little grandson got scared, with the loud noise and everything, so we were cheering him up and singing and playing with him. And somebody's coming in just a second. Okay, it's several hours later. We had company, and so I'm going to get back to my story that I was telling about the tornado last night, or the tornado warning last night. And so we were just singing with my grandson. He loves wheels on the bus, and he loves to play the drums. And my daughter had a video of him playing the drums that he was watching. And he was letting Sheila hold him, which he doesn't let everybody hold him. And of course, she was loving that. She's up about my age, so she's a grandma and likes, loves it when little babies hug on her. But when we went in that inner room, we couldn't really get signal to keep up with the weather. So my husband and son had gone on back down the hall and looked outside, and were kind of getting an updated on the radars on their phone. And then they came back, and it looked like, everything was in the clear and we could head on home. And we were just about to gather up our stuff and head home, and the sirens went off again. So, we stayed in the bathroom for a while and just visited and things. And Levi was nervous, my little grandson. And so my husband had said a prayer, and like I said, we sang and things. And but anyway, we made it home safely and everything was fine. And then today, the same thing. We've gotten rain. Some areas got some pretty heavy rain. My husband did at his school, which is about 10 miles from here. But we've been under, watches and expecting bad weather to come in. And so far it has held up. But I'm seeing right now the news ladies back on showing looks like more weather to come. And my husband's school got out just a little bit early, and they had a basketball game canceled so that, they could get the kids on home in case of weather. But so far, so good. But, that's just life in Oklahoma. But like I said, it's not typical for November. Just last week, I was telling you guys what great weather we were having, that we were still having weather up in the 70s. But, now it's gotten into chilly weather and it feels like fall. And the thing that I don't like about typical Oklahoma weather is I love it, when it starts cooling off and we get a relief from those 100-degree summers that we have here, but we don't have the season of mild temperatures very long. It doesn't take long till we get into cold winter weather, and I don't like being cold. As I get older, it seems like I feel cold easier. But anyway, that's our life here in Oklahoma, and it's just part of living with tornadoes, and we kind of have a plan and action of where we go when we need to seek shelter. All right, you guys have a great evening. Oh, I had a couple of things I was going to show you. I had one of the cookies, one of the Lottie Moon cookies that my daughter made, and they also refer to them as tea cakes, and they taste kind of like sugar cookies, but they're not quite as sweet, and I really like them because they're not quite as rich. And then my other daughter, I had mentioned this in one of my videos, and then I didn't ever show them. I was going to show you these cute throw pillows that she had made. And I had given y'all a tip before, when you're needing the polyfill or stuffing, whatever you want to call it, you can use a pillow you already have around, or buy an inexpensive pillow, and it will give you a lot more for your money of the filler for this. But my daughter made both of these little throw pillows, and I think they're so pretty, and we use them year round, but I think they're especially pretty for fall. All right, guys, have a good evening. Good night.